Hello, everyone. Welcome to Good Journeys Tarot. I'm Rosemary, and today I kind of wanted to just share what I've been doing recently. I know I've gotten off track with posting videos on YouTube because of the pandemic. I have always had anxiety, and this has really just thrown me for a loop after several years of not having any. Um, and this is probably the first week that I've had that felt normal. Like I worked a full day every day and I understood my work, which, for those of you who recall, I started a new job the day we started um, staying at home. And I had never worked from home, so this was all new to me. It took me a long time to adjust and also to figure out how to deal with the anxiety of just being isolated all the time since I live alone. And I find that I'm not focusing on one thing for very long. My mind wanders a lot. So I actually have a bunch of different things that I'm working on, a little bit here and a little bit there, as I have the motivation and the energy to do so. So I've not given up so much on working with the tarot or practicing it with the tarot. I just am not doing anything consistently that I can really talk about. And I'm not really currently receiving any new decks. I have two decks from Kickstarter and crowdfunding that haven't arrived yet, that may arrive in the next couple of months, but apart from that, I'm trying to not buy decks right now. At the beginning of the pandemic, I bought several decks just to kind of, find something to talk about, and and help me connect again with the tarot because I was so out of sync, and that didn't really work. So I'm, I'm thinking I probably won't buy any more decks. I do have four, maybe five decks, counting the two that are coming anytime now, that I've already crowdfunded for this year, but I won't probably be doing any other decks. Currently, what I'm studying right now on my table are Your Tarot Court, which I've talked about this book several times. I did finally connect with it by going through and studying each card individually rather than trying to read the chapters in the book. I still have two kings and two knights to go. I've been working on this since probably the beginning of April and or March. So it's been a while, but I am not doing it consistently. When I get the urge, I'll pull out a card and I'll read through the book on it. And I'm doing that with the This Might Hurt Tarot and enjoying that. The This Might Hurt seems to be my go-to deck right now. It's kind of replaced my Centennial deck in a way. I also had the sudden urge to study the Thoth. And so I got this book, Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot. And I'm, again, just as I find a moment that I'm interested enough and have the desire reading through a little bit about the cards in here. This is something that I have been putting off for a long time. The main reason that I've become interested in it is through studying the Spirit Keeper's Tarot by Benebell Wynn, because she did try to um, reconcile the Thoth and the RWS in her deck a bit, and so I wanted to kind of read through it just for educational purposes. I don't think I'll read with the Thoth deck, although I have seen some indie Thoth decks recently that look really great, or they're based on the Thoth. Right now, the one thing that I am focused on, I'm working with Boho Tarot and Supportive Tarot's Rune study group, and we are looking at the runes. So this was the rune set that I got earlier this year because this was on my calendar for the year to study runes. And so I had previously gone through and read this book, which came with the runes, and I had also watched Nina from Shuffle Tarot's videos on the runes and made some notations based on the book and um, her videos as to, what they meant to me in my planner. And I'm going through now and I'm adding more notes as I study with the Boho's Rune study group on Facebook. So one of the things that I've done in studying them is I have started drawing the runes. And so you may have seen these on Instagram. If you haven't, hop on over to Instagram and follow Good Journeys Tarot if you want to see the rest of these, as well as what I'm doing on Instagram. I am more active on Instagram right now than I am on YouTube. But this is Fahu. Fahu is cattle, wealth, that type of thing. And my thing that I've learned from Fahu is that it's abundance through effort. If you don't put forth any effort, you're not going to achieve anything. It's not just going to come to you magically. And then I also have done Urus, which is about kind of that steadfastness, that taking a stand, hence the bull. It took me a while, but I did finally figure out the difference between cattle and the bull, is that this is a domesticated animal. This is something that you work towards. This is not a domesticated animal. So this is going to not necessarily be something that you have complete control over. This kind of strength and endurance. Control is an illusion. So, and today I am going to be working with Thorazaz, and I will be drawing that this afternoon if you want to look at that on Instagram. I find that drawing these runes out like this is really helping me to learn them and to reconcile them one against the other and whatnot. So I did something similar. I've been studying Lenormand off and on, and as you know, I did the World Divination Association's Tarot Conference a couple of months ago now, maybe. And one of the things that I did at that time was I went through and I made my own Lenormand cards. And I really don't use these for reading much, but I did create them as a way of learning the meanings and the different things about the cards. Like, for example, you'll see I created borders. These borders designate cards that are either neutral, positive, a combination of the two, negative, that type of thing. And then I took Creative Commons licensed images and I put the keywords that are the main keywords on there. And this was really a great learning experience for me. Some of them turned out better than others. And sometimes just doing your own thing can really help educate you about things. So that's one of the things I spent some time doing over the last couple of months since I've been absent from YouTube. Let's see. I've also been reading the Secrets of the Waite-Smith Tarot. I actually have read up to the point where they start going through all of the individual cards. And so I've been reading those as I draw cards periodically, and I'm kind of marking the ones that I've read. So, I haven't read the full yet, but I've read several of these. But I put little marks on the corners of the pages where I've read them. That way, when I'm done, I'll know I'm done. Rather than trying to read through it all at once, it just is easier for me. Right now, on Instagram, I am doing a playing card divination series that someone posted on Instagram as a challenge, and so I'm using the Illuminated Tarot, which I've shown before. One of the things I'm struggling with is these cards have images on them. And so at first glance, I want to read them with the image, like with that card. So here is the sun, But this is actually the Seven of Diamonds, which is basically the Seven of Earth. And so, as the Seven of Earth, this is about an examination of our material property and goods. And so, I have to really remind myself not to read this as the sun, but as the Seven of Earth. And so I'm working on that, and you'll see that over on Instagram. I did start also studying Tarot de Marseille this year, and one of the things I did was sign up for a course at the Tarot Readers Academy with Tom Benjamin. And I am going slowly through that course. The first week I did maybe half of the course, and then I kind of slowed down. I was kind of waiting for this deck to get here because I don't really have a traditional Marseille deck. I have the New Choice Tarot de Marseille, which comes close, but it's a modern interpretation of the Tarot de Marseille. This is more of a traditional deck, although they applied sacred geometry to it, which I think accounts for why some of the human beings are a little more aesthetically pleasing to me. I mean, this is smooth lines. This is the Tarot de Marseille Millennium Edition. I don't care about the sacred geometry other than the fact that it does seem to make the characters, to me, a little more appealing. And one of the things that I'm trying to figure out with this deck is that some of the faces have white face and some of them do not. And at first I thought it was like a noble thing. And it could still be. But some of the cards, don't have white face. Or they have a white face, but then they have the regular skin color for their other parts of their body. So I'm still kind of trying to figure that part out. But I did love these cards more than any other deck that I had seen for the clean lines and I just thought they were really pretty. So I'm going to be working with it as I continue to go through that course. So that's kind of what I'm up to. You can see I'm kind of a little bit all over the place right now, which is explaining why I'm not on YouTube that much. But I am doing some things on Instagram. I hope you'll check those out. And right now, my deck that I'm working with through the summer is the Lily White Tarot. This is a beautiful deck. I've shown this on YouTube, so I'll post a link above for the walkthrough of this. It's a beautiful deck. I've actually got some of my favorite cards here pulled out because I was doing a project that's up and coming. So, like, there's the Magician. This is a very earth-based deck, so you're going to see lots of animals, and that's the Tower. There are some people in it, but there are very few people compared to most decks. There's our Nine of Pentacles. I love that. It's gorgeous. Probably one of the two best Eight of Pentacles I've ever seen. The other one being from the Slow Tarot. There's our High Priestess. Isn't she gorgeous? That kind of gives you an idea. And it looks like that I have a lot of pentacles in here. And then some major arcana that are my favorite. Let's see if I have any other. Oh. So the Eight of Cups, I think that's beautiful. That bridge. It's just something new. But yeah, it looks like primarily it's major arcana and the pentacles that I really love in this one. But there are some gorgeous cards. It's just I was trying to pick out my favorite ones for a project coming up. There's the Two of Cups. Just gorgeous. So I'm enjoying this. It has kind of a summer feel to it to me. So that's why I've been working with it during the summer here for my personal reading. So that's what I've been up to. Let me know in the comments below, or if you want to go over to my website or to my Facebook page and message me, you can. Let me know how you're dealing with the quarantine and what you're working on right now. If there's anything that we're both working on that we might learn from one another on. I know that a lot of people are working on studying the runes right now in the Boho study group on Facebook. I'll put links below to all of the channels and stuff that I've mentioned below, and Tarot Readers Academy, etc. Um, I hope everyone is doing well and that I will see you again here on YouTube soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, good journeys.